Hello everyone, this is Sidekick Jason with another audio commentary for another Season 2 episode. Today we'll be looking through episode 51, Safety Bursts. So the title for this episode actually came from the TV series story Henry to the Rescue, back where Henry's stuck in the tunnel and Gordon actually bursts his safety valve, and so Henry has to come and help him. So that safety valve being burst, that's tied in later into the story, you'll notice. But it also kind of has to do with the phrase "safety first," and so it's kind of a funny pun on that one, dealing with how the story goes together. So the idea for this story came from a lot of different places. The title was one of the ideas that contributed to it, but also the Season 1 episode Twin Races, that had an influence on it. That's why we start off with this conversation with Duncan and Donald talking together, and Donald's telling him about his experience with racing, and so this gets Duncan all excited, and so now Duncan's going to go tell all the other engines, and they're going to get all excited about racing. So just ever since Thomas and Bertie's Great Race, that's always, racing has been a thing with the railway for certain episodes and things, and so we've never seen a race between the narrow gauge engines, and so this was my take on this, to try and incorporate that. So kind of a fun thing. So now we got Douglas talking with Duncan. You'll notice that those wagons that are with Douglas almost all of them were customs. I had painted the box cars to be brown with the gray roofs, and then the log cars back there, those were a custom that I've done as well. Just a regular flatbed that I found from the, it'd be the Hit Toys Trackmaster era. Those flatbeds that they used for a lot of cars, I was able to take off the top part and then add little dowels to give that the look of the log cart, and then paint it gray, and then add the black little details to it. So they turned out really nice, and I think they kind of add to that. They add to the series. I mean, they're very common throughout the TV series, especially in the early years, and so it's nice to have them now in the series. So right now, Douglas suggested to them that they could do, instead of racing side by side against each other, what they could do, because of their only having one track on their railways, that they could each person race one at a time, and they'll time it and see who gets the fastest time. So that's what the narrow gauge engines decided to do, but Duke is still against it. So Duke's the only one who's thinking safety first, so kind of funny. So Sir Handel gets started on the race. These little scenes were really fun. So that scene that you just saw with Sir Handel going past, where you're looking at his face and he's moving along, and the camera's going along with him, those were really hard to film. That's why there's not very many of them. I had to sit a camera on a flatbed and pull it along with Sir Handel, and so it was kind of a pain. And they didn't turn out as well as I was hoping they would, but they still do the effect that I need for the episode. So this scene was just really fun. Lots of different areas and locations that you saw during Sir Handel's time trial, and just really fun. Got to see a lot of the railway and stuff. So now Sir Handel's worried because since his driver slowed him down just to be safe, now Sir Handel's worried that he's not going to get the fastest time. So this now sparks an idea with Duncan, because Duncan thinks, well, if he goes as fast as he possibly can, then he'll for sure beat Sir Handel. So Duncan shows up the next day and is super eager to get racing, but he's a little too eager and forgets his coaches. Kind of funny. So he has to go back and start over again, and he gets kind of a similar scene with lots of different areas. But he gets to see a lot of different places as well along his route. Same kind of scene that I talked about earlier with camera right in front of Duncan. I think altogether, combining Sir Handel scenes and Duncan scenes, I believe that I actually filmed on all 20 of the different narrow gauge sets. So I think in this episode you actually get to see literally every set that I filmed for the narrow gauge engines, which is really fun. So Duncan went too fast, burst his safety valve, and now he's forced to disqualify from the race, and now he needs help. So just goes to show it's better to be safe than sorry. So kind of fun. Little pun there. So Rheneas comes and gets to take Duncan back. Well, first gets to drop off his passengers. So I was actually kind of worried when I was later editing this, because I was compiling all the clips together and I hadn't pulled in the narration yet and listened exactly to what it said, and I didn't realize that they had dropped off the passengers, and I was looking at this scene and going, oh my gosh, I forgot to film them with the coaches, how silly of me, oh that's going to look so terrible. But then I realized that the narration had said something else. So kind of funny when you're putting everything together how it all comes about. So kind of fun little behind the scenes thing. So now Duke gets his moment of rubbing it in everyone's face that he was right about being safe first, having safety first. And Sir Handel gets a joke, since he was the only one who completed the race, that he's the fastest engine on the narrow gauge railway. So can't help but chuckle at that. So, and now we get Trevor saying, with a little outro, asking you guys to subscribe and check out our channel and all the other fun stuff. I hope I did a good job of replicating Trevor's voice to fit the George Carlin type of voice that he used, that kind of little higher, older person type sound. I really liked it. It fits Trevor's personality. So yeah, so that's that. I will see you guys in 2 weeks with another audio commentary.